More than BSA with your girl Britt S. More than BSA with your girl Britt S. That's really not gonna be my intro song, but it just came to my head, and I feel like that's better than me saying hey y'all like I do on all my videos, because I don't have an intro yet. So thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you watched it the whole duration of it. Welcome back to all my subscribers, and welcome to all those who are not yet. So I've been gone for a couple weeks. I had my goddaughter, and I have had a lot going on with work, and then this weather in Central Texas is crazy. It's hot, then it's raining, then it's cool. So my allergies have been out of whack. I really didn't even want to do this video today, but that have made it 3 weeks that I haven't talked to y'all. And what good would it be if y'all subscribed and watched these videos if I wasn't talking to y'all, right? So today I'm kind of just gonna talk about you know, my life, and not my life in depth, but I'll just kind of run down some of the things I've been through, just so you can kind of get a feel for me, see why mental health to me is so important, and why I feel like it's so important to talk about it with your friends and family members, because you just don't know what somebody is going through, has gone through, how y'all can relate to each other, how y'all can help each other. And it's no good to just keep things a secret. And what good would it be for me to talk about mental health if y'all feel like my life is perfect? Because it's really not. So I'm gonna try to go in chronological order, but my mind is going at 100 right now. I actually have to go to a medical appointment in about 30 minutes or so, so I'm trying to knock this out. And honestly, this is my last week of full active duty service, because next week I will start clearing, and then the next couple weeks I will be getting out of the Army. So let's see, I had a pretty normal childhood, you know, as a kid, so to say. You know, my mom and my dad were in the same house. They were married. I had an older brother, or have an older brother. I said have an older brother. We had a couple dogs, you know how families do, middle class. You know, we really didn't need anything. We weren't poor, so to say. So life was pretty good. Now, underneath surface level, there was stuff that was going on that most people didn't know about. And so let's see, when I was about 8 or so, my mom, she was working, you know, my parents worked a lot, and so, you know, my brother and I typically stayed with our grandmother after school, or, you know, neighbors or stuff like that. So one time my nana was babysitting, and one of my brother's friends, he actually molested me. And I talked about that to my brother. He didn't believe me then, but, you know, once I really got old enough to articulate what really happened, then it became serious. But by then it was too late, you know, to try to find the guy, because his family had moved, and, you know, life moved on from there. Then my father, he, you know, was very good he was a financial backbone of the family. He, you know, made sure everything was good, made sure we had food on the table, lights was on, all that stuff. But as a father and a husband, can't say that he was the best. He cheated on my mom several times. He was mentally and physically abusive to my mother. He was an alcoholic. He was a narcissist. Is a narcissist, because he still to this day can't own up for stuff that he's done. My parents got separated when I was about 12 or 13. I was in 9th grade, because he actually put his hands on my mom, and I was there. I was always there when he did it, but typically I felt like I was a child and I couldn't do anything. But this last time it was enough. So me and him got into a verbal altercation, which to this day still doesn't sit well with me. And in the end of it, my mother, I told her that she had to pick between me and my father, because I knew that she would try to keep the family together like she had done in the past, and it just wasn't healthy, and I was tired of it. So she picked me in the end, and my father left the house, and, you know, took them a couple years for them to get the divorce finalized, but he hadn't been back since then. So after that, I, you know, did some self-harm. I even tried to commit suicide. And thank God I didn't, because I wouldn't be here to talk to you today, and I wouldn't be able to help some of my friends out who were going through the same thing, same things, and the same thoughts. So then after that, I tried to stay out of the house as much as possible. So I did sports, I did activities, I stayed at school. And while I was very popular and I had a lot of associates, I didn't have that many friends. And then I was in a very unhealthy relationship where both of our parents, we've talked about this later, we talked about this as adults, where both of our parents weren't good examples for us of how to love. So we just loved how we knew how, and it wasn't healthy at all. So I had a couple mentally abusive relationships, sexually abusive relationships, and it took me being an adult to look back and know that I stayed longer than I should have, and I didn't value my worth. And I can honestly say that now I do, but unfortunately it had to take me going through those different things for me to get there. I graduated high school, went to college, and everything was normal. But then my freshman year, I went home for spring break and linked up with a guy who was friends with my friend, and he ended up raping me. And it was like, dang. So that took a toll on me in so many different ways, and it caused me to kind of shut down. I had a injury my freshman year as well. Could have ended my career, but God has the final say. And I actually made my injury worse because I didn't know how bad it was, and it ended up affecting me long term, and it still affects me to this day. Throughout college, I typically stay to myself, but I was always the go-to friend. You know, the friend that people came to when they wanted to talk, the friend that people came to when they needed an ear or they needed advice. But I didn't really have those friends for myself. So I bottled up all those emotions. In my senior year, I had a huge mental breakdown. And it almost caused me to not graduate. I honestly thought about dropping out my senior year. And a lot of my friends, they looked up to me. They thought I was a role model, and I couldn't see the role model in myself. So then let's see. So now I'm in the Army. I moved out to Texas in 2015, and I was the only person out here. I didn't have family. I made some friends, but making friends and having long-term friends is two different things. So I really didn't feel like I had people I could talk to. And then my first unit I was in, my commander, he did not like me, and I came to find out later it was because I was a female and he just refused to work with me. So that made, my first unit in the Army, made the perspective I had of the Army not too good. And then I went to my second unit where my commander didn't like me again, because he actually was doing things to my soldiers that I didn't agree with. And then he didn't like me as well because I wasn't just gonna let him do anything to my soldiers. So that ended up turning to a big thing. And I ended up coming to find out that he actually had it out for me, was lying on my name, lying on my, works in the Army. And it caused me to go into a deep depression because I really couldn't talk to anybody about it, because until you're in that situation, you can't really understand, or you sometimes don't even believe what's going on. But then I got removed from that situation, got into a better unit, and then I got another commander who just did not like me. So it was like, darn, if I could just have a good unit in the Army. So in the Army, I had 3 commanders who were very toxic. And if you deal with a toxic boss, it affects your everyday life. It affects when you go to work, how you feel. It affects the amount of stress that you carry throughout your work day. And it honestly makes you not even want to go to work. So thank God I made it through. I've also had some good commanders as well, I will say that. So through all in my military career, I am thankful for the mentors and friends that I have made, but it hasn't always been good. And a lot of times people see Army and they don't think that it's bad associated to it, but it really is. I was so stressed out from the Army, ended up messing up my menstrual cycle, so I had a scare from a tumor or cancer, and I was put on birth control, and that birth control ended up causing me to have a stroke last year. So again, that's the reason why I'm getting out of the Army. And I've had a lot of experiences, but that stroke was it completely changed my whole outlook on life. So now I'm doing a lot better. I appreciate the smaller things in life. I'm taking my mental health more seriously. I'm taking my physical health more seriously. And I just want to reach out to my friends just to let them know that it's okay to be going through stuff. You know, I've battled depression. I battled anxiety, battled PTSD. And those are the main things that I have had that I've been diagnosed with or my doctors have hinted at. But, you know, there's other things that I may have gone through that I really don't even know. But I say all this to say I'm not perfect. I'm just like most of the people watching this video. But I want to help you tackle your mental health issues and concerns, or even issues that you don't even know that you have. I want to help us make mental health a bigger topic. I want to make mental health a topic that isn't, you know, looked at as being bad, because sometimes it takes a bad thing to get to a good result. And that's where I am in life. And so these next few months, you know, as we talk about these topics, I just want to be able to help at least one person. You know, if I can help one person get through some of the stuff that they've been through, whether it's the same thing as me or not, I feel like I've done my job. So as you may have noticed, I've changed my name. I took, you know, some praying, and it is More Than BS with Britt S. And that is just, the title speaks for itself. These topics are going to be more than BS. And we're just going to dive into, you know, the myths and make it just an everyday topic, because mental health is everywhere. And I'm just gonna be transparent, you know, with everything that I have coming up in my life, and y'all are gonna go through this journey with me. So I hope that you were able to connect with something I've said, and it might not even have to be the depth of what I've gone through, but just so you can know that, you know, we're all the same in some way. And if you like this video, please like it. Please comment below if you have anything you wish to say. Please subscribe. The content will only get better. The quality will only get better. I'm just so excited for what we are about to do together with our mental health journey. And if you really like this video, you can also share it as well. But I hope that you have a great day. I hope that you have a great week. And I look forward to seeing you on my next video.